is Haze Radio Spotlight. And you know, we get up in the morning, I'm like, man, I got to do a show. But it's always great when we do it with someone local and someone that's been in the industry for a while. Since we've been new to Las Vegas for the past year, we came back hanging out at the Dream Factory at Jerome Baker's place. And I have Maxime of Las Vegas Cannabis Tours. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. Thank you. What a voice you've got. You've got a real radio voice.
Everybody said I got like the white Barry White.
Yeah,
kind of
for
voice.
sure.
For sure. So before we get into the tours and this and everything else, from the accent, Australia?
Yes, I'm an Aussie.
I love it. I went to Australia. I had the best time ever.
Did you? Do you like the Aussie girls?
Aussie girls, everybody was very cool. Definitely like different. I was in like Sydney. I was in
Melbourne.
Yeah, I didn't go to Melbourne, but I was more like all around the Sydney area and all the smaller towns and areas around there, which was fun. I was there for over a month.
Oh, that's good.
Like
so you
almost
got
like
to see
5
some
weeks,
stuff.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
And what was like really interesting to me about Australia, I think probably like the most cultural interesting thing was people don't realize like in America there's guns everywhere. And in Australia, you're not allowed to have a gun unless you're... I don't even think police officers have guns, do they? Or they do?
They do. You actually can have a gun, but you have to obviously do a background check.
Sure.
And not like here. They really are much more thorough.
And it's not a popular thing. Like in America, probably 1 out of 10 people have a gun. You know what I mean? Like in Australia, I don't think it's nearly anything like that.
No, we don't have the rights to bear arms like you guys do.
Yeah, you know, so going into a country that does not have that feels different.
Yeah, I know. And also for me coming here, it feels different too.
Oh, sure.
You know, it's a different
absolutely.
type of dynamic.
Absolutely. And I kind of feel like, and I don't, not to take it the wrong way, but it felt like when I was in Australia, it was like going back in a Wayback Machine. Like I went back like, you know, to the 80s or the 90s or something like that.
We are a bit behind. We are very Americanized. We do look up to Americans.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, you know, I guess... I don't know. I'm glad there's no guns there. I wish there were some guns here.
Yeah, the food was great. You know, definitely a lot of differences. I definitely saw American influences. There's like the snacks come from America, a lot of them, and like, you know.
We're 6 months behind, to be honest.
And they have McDonald's and things like that. You know, they definitely have like the regular food chains. But I just loved the attitude, the
Should be
atmosphere.
Right, mate.
And even if you don't have a lot of money, you're like, very happy in a sense. Now, the one thing I did realize was there's a lot of brawling though. You don't want to like say the wrong. You don't want to say the wrong thing to an Australian because they're down to fight, even the women.
Oh yeah, but you could say that here too. I mean, I've got a mouth on me, but I mean, I'm careful here.
Sure.
But over there, I'd say, listen, you know, shut your mouth and you know whatever. But you know our favourite word over there too, don't you?
Yeah, which is the most like...
Well, cuntess.
I'm
cuntess.
Oh, really? There's such a thing as cuntess, really?
That's and I'll say, see you later, cunt. It's honestly, it's a term of endearment.
Yeah, you know,
it freaks the Americans out.
And you know what's funny? You know what's funny is my boy came to visit a few times and we were in...
That's rolled straight off your mouth.
I was living in Southern California in Thousand Oaks area, which is like a very snooty, whatever type of very, you know, area. And let Brian grab your phone for a second. I'll tell you.
Okay, thank you, Brian.
And we're like in a supermarket.
Just a bit of movie. Sorry, I'm doubling.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there you go. It's good to go. You can just press the thingy.
So
just a grab.
Yeah, no worries. I'll grab it for you. And so I was with him. We're in the supermarket, you know, like Whole Foods or like one of those and stuff. And he's on the phone with his wife, and we're sitting. We got to be going online, and he's like, "Cunt, cunt, blah, blah, blah." Yeah. And everyone is looking around. Everyone all stops in their tracks and is staring at him. And I was like, "Yo, it's a little bit different here."
Oh yeah, no, I hate that. Actually, speaking about brawling and stuff like that, I mean, I'm a lover, not a fighter. But I remember years and years ago, I was out somewhere, and I went to a bar to have a drink with a couple of girlfriends, and I remember I had a polka dot dress on, and at the time I was doing the horoscopes for a national TV show, a morning breakfast show.
Wow. Okay. That's really cool.
Anyway, we were sitting at a bar, sort of like this, all individual stools, and there was a girl there that I knew from years ago. She was the assistant to this photographer called Rennie Ellis, and Rennie Ellis was a photographer, and I did Playboy years ago.
Wow.
And you didn't. No one knew that, I guess, here. But anyway, she was sitting there, and she went up and went to the dunny, which is the restroom.
Okay.
And so I sat down on the chair, and I'd had a few drinks, and she came back, and she's picked a fight with me.
Get the fuck out of here.
She picked a fight with me.
For what reason?
Oh, just because she was probably rotten like me.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And then,
sure.
and then so I said, well, I'm sitting here now, and so the girl next to me, she threw a punch at her, but the punch hit a guy and broke his nose.
Oh, fuck.
So the police came.
Fuck.
And anyway, we went and visited them at the police station for like 4 hours. And I'll never forget this because when I left, I wasn't arrested or anything. They they just drunk thing. And anyway, as I was leaving, I said, oh my God, I hope the media doesn't know, because I was blowing my nose on my dress and I had all mascara running down my face. And the police officer said, who the fuck do you think you are? And I went, yep, you're right. Who the fuck do I think I am? And that was my only brush of, that sort of stuff. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I love the food. Love the food.
What about the fish? You like the barramundi?
Yeah, I had a bunch of different dishes, which were really interesting. What I found very interesting was in a lot of the supermarkets, just like you would see beef or turkey, you saw kangaroo meat.
Yeah, no, yuck.
That's like,
do you know?
I was like, wow. But a lot of it, like, as much as there was beef, there was kangaroo, and I'm like, wow, this is some crazy shit.
Well, I'm a vegetarian, so I don't eat it.
It's even harder. Yeah,
well, I have though, but I will tell you a fun fact about Australia.
Tell me.
We are the only nation in the world that has the two national emblems, which is the kangaroo and the emu, and we eat both.
Yeah, and you eat both.
So isn't that just whack?
The emu is like a fast bird, isn't it?
Yeah, they'll bite you.
Ooh. This is one thing I had to bring up that people don't realize. Not the Tasmanian devil, but what is it? There's this like animal, right? Mm-hmm. Wallaby or something. I can't remember what it is, but like they're very aggressive and they run and smash into the cars and stuff like that.
Wallabies.
Right? Is that what it is? The wallabies?
Could be a wallaby. Or could be a kangaroo too. I mean, if you smash
these wallaby, like I think it's like something like that. Like and
they are aggressive.
Yeah, very aggressive.
Yeah, actually, we have a bit of a saying. We might say, eats roots and leaves. So that's what they eat. They eat roots and leaves. But the other double entendre is, what does a guy do? An Aussie guy do? He eats roots, which means fuck.
Yeah, of course.
And then leaves.
Sure. Yeah,
eats roots and leaves.
Yeah, that's funny.
We have some crazy little sayings.
And then the cup of tea, cuppa.
You want a cup of tea?
You want a cuppa?
Yeah. Or what about a Vegemite?
Yeah.
What about some Vegemite?
I don't like that. That sounds horrible. Oh, my God.
Puts a rose in your cheeks.
Too much for me. Oh, my God. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, we're raised on that stuff. It's like I don't like peanut butter and jelly. I just cannot even understand that.
Okay, understandable.
So we speak English, but we do have different cultures for sure.
What I think is dope is that in the house is on every switch outlet, they have a power on and off switch.
Yeah.
What a great way to conserve energy that in America, like, we get duped.
Yeah.
Because you just leave shit plugged in that you're just paying whatever it is and you're like, fuck it. But like to economize, they were smart and they had fucking switches on the thing. And I was like, that is dope.
And the switches are opposite. And then the water in the dunny goes the opposite way because we're
the other side. Yeah, sure. It's funny.
Yeah, it's very strange. Yeah,
I loved it though. It was a fun experience. Would I live there? Too. I don't know. Would I get a place for vacation and chill? Certain times of the year, absolutely.
Well, you can always go stay at my place.
Well, that's dope. Hell yeah. So it's great because when our winter is summer, it's like the opposite. It's like flipped around. When did you come to the U.S. then? What was the yearning or reason to be like, I want to jolt, leave and come here?
Oh, look, I've had a bit of a history. I came here when I was 18.
Okay.
I met a guy and, he fell in love with me and I liked him.
Okay.
And I was very young and he was like older And I came over and it just didn't work out, and I went home and I swore I'd never come back ever again.
Okay.
And then my partner at the time, we had a lingerie business, like, sex toys and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it was big. We had all the American brands, and we started coming here to, go
the
to the
shows
conventions.
and the conventions, coming to Vegas, and then you're like, Vegas is cool, right? You're like,
well, my first choice was actually West Hollywood. I always thought I'd live there.
I lived in West Hollywood.
I love it there
on
still.
Sunset Plaza.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
And then it just kept on coming here, and, I met a guy.
Yeah.
And he's no longer in the picture, but I sort of came initially just, like visiting, and then, and then that didn't work out. And then.
But how long did that last for? Like, how long were you here for?
Well, I was just coming backwards and forwards because I was on the friends and family with Qantas, so I could come fly in for.
But how long was the relationship for? A few years? Or
probably about a year.
Oh,
year
so not long.
No,
okay.
No.
So now you're still in your 20s at this point, or no?
I can't even remember.
30s? Okay.
Yeah, it was about 20, yeah.
20s, 30s, whatever it is. When you're young.
Yes, and then I met somebody, and then, I came back in, and then I had a little company called Aussie Hunks. So I was doing stuff with that, a mail review.
Okay. And was that around when the Men from Down Under or whatever they have in Vegas here, like, was been around forever?
Oh, you're talking
Australian,
Thunder Down Under.
Yeah.
It's similar, but I mean, not as big. I mean, that's a big show.
That was a huge show.
I mean, I'd like to actually bring.
But Vegas has the room for a couple of other ones and stuff.
Oh, I reckon
there's lots of party people in the house.
For
right?
sure, I'd like to resurrect it. I have Aussie Hunks in Australia.
Oh, really?
So I'd like to do that.
Oh, and it's still going on in Australia.
Yeah,
so if someone wants a Aussie hunk.
That's right.
And you're listening, because we do have people from Australia actually that listen to us. We have a lot of people.
G'day, mate.
Worldwide.
How you going?
Get your Aussie hunk if you need it.
That's it. Yeah, so I actually have 9 sort of businesses here, so that's enough for me at the moment.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Here, 9.
My brain explodes. No, just here.
Okay.
I have a strip club back in Australia.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, and I run the Australian Adult Industry Awards, which is in its 25th year next year. And that celebrates everything Australian. And
And where are the awards usually every year?
In Melbourne. I have done it in Sydney as well.
Okay.
I move it around.
Sure.
And then I've got the rights to run the longest running expo, adult convention called Sexpo.
Okay.
Which is, it's not really like AVN. It's like, vendors come and they have entertainment. It's got the Australian sort
It's got a hodgepodge. It's not just like a homage to the industry, actors, and things like that. This is more
Penisaurus.
It's more for not B2B. It's regular people would come to it, right?
We'd have a B2B.
It is B2B?
B2B, but also it's for people to come and just, there's a big range of everything.
Is there a day where everyone can cruise in and shop, let's say?
Oh, every day.
Every
it's
day.
over
So
3 days. It's like a
okay.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday with after parties. And usually we do an awards ceremony. So I'm looking.
Where is that? In the US?
Well, it's going to be, the first one will be in Las Vegas.
Oh, dope.
I've done some sneak peeks, but next year,
okay.
I'm just, after Christmas, I'm going to look for a very big investor.
Okay, that works great.
Yes, you might be able to help me find one.
Maybe.
It's going to be cannabis as well as sex,
Sure.
Toys,
Sure.
look, anything and everything to do with lifestyle.
Okay, I got you.
And like crazy entertainment, and like vendors.
Okay.
They look, Sexpo in Australia, they've had the Tokyo Shock Boys. We've had everything.
Okay.
So it's crazy.
So those are a couple of them, and then what else is there? That was 2 or 3 of the 9. Well, what else do you have?
Las Vegas Glam Squad. I run that.
And what is the Glam Squad?
It's where we send like beauty experts to do your hair and your makeup.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So like you come into town, getting married.
Yeah.
Something goes down.
Well, you got a party.
You don't have somewhere to like
corporate speaking.
Whatever. Okay.
Yeah. So do that. And then I run the Sin City Chamber of Commerce. That's been going since 2018.
Now, what is that just in general a business chamber of commerce, or is it adult industry
with
chamber?
Anything to do with me, it's always a little bit different.
It's got to be a little different.
The reason we started it is I was actually going to do Las Vegas Awards Night in 2018, And someone suggested I bring up the guy that ran the Sin City Chamber of Commerce.
Sure.
And he sounded super angry. Anyway, I think he died. And so I went and bought the LLC.
Oh, wow.
It's not that easy in Australia. You can't buy a chamber like that. But anyway, so, and this has been going since 2001. And basically it was for people who didn't feel comfortable going to a normal chamber, and also they weren't accepted by, say, and I'm not saying, but they weren't accepted by some other chambers.
Yeah, of course.
Because they're a little bit left of centre. And also, I suspect the dude that owned it was a bit of a swinger. And so I think they had that sort of thing going as well. It's okay, I don't care.
Yeah, whatever.
I couldn't care less. But anyway, so myself and the vice president thought, perhaps we'll just keep it as business because people might get really offended. But we've sort of get everyone's welcome from all walks of life. We do get quite a people from cannabis. All the concierges come. It's really, there's no pressure.
Sure.
We encourage everybody to work with each other if they need something, to obviously give the people that are members first.
Absolutely.
But it's really just to get together, have a drink and talk a bit of shit,
Yeah, of course.
And, there's been good friends, good connections made from it. We're in our 5th year, I'm proud to say.
Yeah, that's exciting. Hell yeah. That's great.
Yeah, and then I've got a clothesline called Elevate Jane, but I really haven't done much with that.
Too much with that one. Okay.
Yeah, then I've got the sex part. There's a few, but I'm just narrowing down to the basics.
The bigger ones.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the main reason why we had you is the cannabis tour.
Yep, I run the Las Vegas Cannabis Tours and the Las Vegas Cannabis Weddings.
And I think that's so amazing because there's so many people, coming to Vegas. Vegas, one of the biggest places to get married.
Yeah.
And to come and to celebrate and have fun. One of the number one U.S. destinations right now as far as affordability of this and where people want to actually go. Vegas kind of got itself back on the mark after
the pandemic,
COVID. Pandemic was really awful. But there's a lot of new businesses, a lot of closing. Let's be realistic. But I think there's a lot of quality that's staying, and the ones that aren't just aren't making the cut these days. So at least if you're around, it's because you got something going on.
Correct, but also I feel so grateful just that my business in Australia stayed open, and I honestly don't know how it did.
Sure.
Because, it was very rough. I couldn't leave the country because I wasn't sure, well, first of all, I couldn't go back because there wasn't the vaccinations, and then there's all that sort of, thinking behind all that. But, they kept on closing and opening, and, it was very, very rough. I think Australia's, I don't think if they ever closed the country, I really think there'd be a riot on their hands.
Yeah, of course.
It was rotten.
Yeah, absolutely. So with the tour, do you take people around to the dispensaries and stuff? Like kind of break down what goes on if somebody wants to book or do cannabis related things? One, I know you have people that if they want bongs, they come down here to JVD's.
Yep.
You're actually marrying somebody here tomorrow.
No, I'm marrying them on Thursday, yes. Yes, I am.
In the next few days, yeah.
Well, look, there's 7 or 8 tours. There's just the basic tours, stoner tour, it's 3 stops. But it's not just 3 stops. It's, also giving people a bit of background.
Yeah, of course.
A lot of people don't know much about Las Vegas. You know, there's 200 miles of tunnels here with all those tunnel people, for a start.
Sure, wow.
So, and I always I tell them about things that I find interesting.
Okay.
My favourite, like I love the Palms because they've got a lot of great art there.
Yeah, that's great.
Sure. And if I whiz past here,
Plus right across the street's Cookies.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I go to Cookies.
Yeah, of course.
Yep, go there. And, they get a little swag bag.
Nice.
And,
dope, swag bag.
Yeah, and Sips, they give me those fantastic socks. Have you tried those socks?
No.
Oh, my God. I should. Oh, I've got some in the car. I'll give you some.
Oh, that'd be dope.
I'll give you a beanie as well. And then Bebo, they give me some beautiful boxed goods, clothing, and also, disposable vapes. But they're all like in the beautiful, gold.
Yeah.
And then, so anyway, so that's that. Then I have behind the scenes, I have one, the lounge tour, which is very, very popular.
And what's that?
They go to the lounge, take them to Cookies, and they go to the lounge, and then they'll basically.
So a smoking lounge.
Yeah, they can go and smoke like it's
Dazed. Which lounge? Which one would you go to?
Dazed, usually.
Where's that?
That's at Planet 13.
Oh, okay, the Planet 13 one.
Smoke and Mirrors too sometimes.
Yeah, so those are the 2 new ones. That's great. Yeah, it'll be really cool once there's a lot more.
I think so.
I think it's going to be great.
I really try and make it fun, but I also try and give them a bit of a sense of, what I love about Vegas.
I don't care who it is, even if you're in Cali, even if you're in like a bomb state like that where there's thousands of dispensaries. Planet 13 is so mind-boggling fucking big, and they're putting a pool out.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, they're opening.
That's going to be upstairs.
Wherever the fuck it is, there's going to be like wherever
a nightclub.
No, but there's also a pool. There's going to be literally a pool there, or they're building it right now, or something like that. It's like 40,000 square feet. They're building this whole other section, and Jason has some stuff in there. It's going to be just a dope hangout fucking place. I mean,
it's great.
There's food in there. There's all kinds of shit.
You get a drink there?
Oh, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. You can actually get alcohol, which is surprising.
Yeah. They have a nice Pinot Noir there. But, I love, there is nowhere in the United States that has Planet 13 really does have it all.
It's like I said, it's like a megalopolis. It's fucking huge.
It's amazing. My favourite one in California that I've got two, and that's the Woods, Woody Harrelson's place,
Shout
which
out to
I
Woody,
love.
Of course, in West Hollywood. It's a great place.
And then
very jungle-like and beautiful.
And then I love the Cannabis Cafe. That's got a bar. And
the one that was Lowell's, and it switched over.
Was it Lowell's?
Yeah. It was it was Lowell's Farms, and then they got a lawsuit and they switched.
That's because someone got herpes, didn't they, from using the bong?
Something like license wise, they got in trouble selling unauthorized something or something. Like it was something that fucked them. And
people, why do they do that shit?
I don't know.
I mean, I've heard of people here doing crazy shit like that. They've actually told me, out of dispensaries, and I'm like, are you serious?
Stupidity.
Like not only are you putting yourself into trouble, but you're putting the people who've worked hard to get those licenses.
Absolutely.
Which is like shitty.
Absolutely.
But, I mean, sometimes people astound me.
What is the website or Instagram for the cannabis tours?
Okay, Las Vegas Cannabis Tours.com. For the Instagram, it's Tours Las Vegas Cannabis. But if you go onto my personal link, which is Maxine Fensum, you can go onto the link tree, and then you can see everything that I do.
For my stoners,
including Aussie Hunks.
And Aussie Hunks. Spell that for them.
M for Mary, A for Apple, X for X-ray, I for Igloo, N for Nancy, E for Edward. Second name Fensum, F for Fred, E for Edward, N for Nancy, S for Sam, O for Oscar, M for Mary.
Perfect.
And you'll have to follow me too now, and I'll follow you.
Absolutely. We're definitely going to follow each other. And then, have you always liked cannabis?
Look, I used to totally love it. In Australia, I mean, it's still not legal. They
have medical.
Medical only.
My friend was the first and second patient, him and his wife, to be made medical patients in Australia.
Right.
As a matter of fact, he had a show on our network for a year or two.
Right. Well, a friend of mine, Rachel Payne, she runs. She's in Parliament. She's like a senator, and she is actively, promoting. They have an Australian cannabis party.
Oh.
And I'm sure that they will get it up at some stage. I mean, they have got medical, but I think it's a little way off now. I don't really smoke. I prefer a gummy.
Okay, but you like to at least take cannabis.
Yeah. I mean,
your preferred method.
Yeah. I can't smoke. I don't want to be, I hate that sticky feeling.
Sure.
But when I was 16, I went to the Age of Aquarius. I got a train from Melbourne to Brisbane with all these hippies, and we went to this place called Nimbin. And
Nimbin is like the Woodstock, the hippie place
great.
of Australia.
It was great.
And don't they have a wild festival every year or something like that?
They do. They have wild dogs. Well, I smoked cannabis out of a carrot chillum.
That's great.
And then I got hosed down. All the dunnies were open, and that was mortifying to me. And then my big crush came and talked to me while I was sitting on the dunny. I died. And then if you had a shower, they got these fireman hoses, and they'd hose you down.
That is great.
But it was, look, honestly, really was peace among and love, and love. It was so fabulous.
The ultimate of that.
But I was such a girl.
That is dope. Do you have any shout outs to any friends or fans out there?
Shout out to Jason
Yeah,
from
shout out
Jerome
to
Baker
Jason.
and to Lisa. And just shout out to everybody. Hope you're all having a fabulous day.
And again, if you get a chance, check out the link tree because that's the easiest way to see everything.
Yeah.
And give it to us one more time. You don't have to spell it though. What is it?
Maxine Fansom, or you can go to LasVegasCannabisWeddings.com or LasVegasCannabisTours.com.
Oh yeah, that's easy. Las Vegas Cannabis Weddings or Las Vegas Cannabis Tours. If you want to have good bud, good place to go, have a fun atmosphere where you don't have to worry about lighting up during your wedding. Maxime can help you out for sure, and to take you to the largest cannabis dispensary in the world. As a matter of fact, actually. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Maxime.
Thank you for having me.
This is Haze Radio and TV. You guys can download it on 26 platforms. If you got a Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, or any of those above, you download Haze TV. We're like the Netflix of cannabis. Thank you guys. I'll talk to you soon.